I'm going to give you some basic information on how to repair. This is a Zaima lighter here, cast light, I believe you pronounce it that way. I want to show you how to rebuild one of these. Obviously, I'm not going to go through the gas valve, but if you have a gas valve leak, you can just pull these out and make a new seal. Okay. I use silicone rubber. Get little sheets of silicone rubber off eBay, and they get the appropriate tools for cutting the size need with these whole leather punches. Okay, these are like you can get them off. They come in different sizes. You want millimeter size if you buy them too. I'm just going to drain the butane out of this. I've had these, this Zaima light. I tell you, I love these lighters. These little Zaima lighters, they're excellent quality. And they work, and they're simple. They're simple to work on. I did have a few things I had to learn about them, you know. It took a while for me to figure out, because I just wasn't, you know, sometimes I work on these things, I'm just too freaking tired, you know, and I put them down for a while and quit working on them. First thing you want to do is remove this here, right here. This is your little lid cap assembly here. Okay, this is your spring assembly here. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. You want to remove this. See, you got a part right here. This little part, there's a spring in between there. This part goes on here, and this part, this little recessed part just fits down. This fits down right in there. Okay, across here. You'll see it. Just take a look at it when you take it apart. Okay, I bought the. I use a 3mm. The only thing holding that on really after this is this burner valve here. This is a 3mm socket drive set. You can get these off eBay. Go about from 3mm to 6 with a few very different half sizes and whatnot. But I just put it over there. Just make short work of doing that. If you don't have that, just get you a small set of pliers. But if you don't want to burger up, you got a nice lighter and you don't want to burger up, just get this little socket. Alright, let me find something to put these little items in here so they don't wander off on the floor like you may have a habit of doing when I work on something. Alright, now from this point here, you just pull this out. This whole assembly just comes out like that. Pretty simple. Alright, now what you're faced with down here is your gas adjustment valve. There's a little Phillips screw right in there. Should be able to see it. So what you want to do is get up in your little handy little tool place here and grab your little Phillips screwdriver and loosen this screw right here. Alright. There you go. And I get something like maybe a set of, I get something like maybe a set of tweezers right in here, stick it right down here, and I turn this counterclockwise to unloosen it. Just take that valve out. I thought about making a special tool for doing this, but I don't work on that much. I didn't want to spend 5 hours making a little bitty tool, because knowing me, that's what it'd probably take me to make it. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. Alright. Alright. There we go. Alright, now on this little valve right here, you see there's a spring here, there's a smaller spring here. Alright, then there's this little valve assembly right here. It's got a seat in it. Okay, I use, and there's a bigger spring back here. This spring here is more aggressive, a little stronger. Okay, that's all there is to it, besides your little, the little part down on the inside, the little plunger. Okay, that's all there is to it right there. So you just stick your little plunger in there back in the hole, poke it down, and you're going to want to get this. Now you're going to have to get you some calipers and measure the size you need to cut that, but I'll tell you what, one trick is when you cut that and you stick that in there, make sure you get a razor blade and cut that off flush with this here brass. If you leave any down there and protrude, you could get an erratic flame. Okay, believe me on that, because I fought that erratic flame. I couldn't figure it out because I put this new stopper in there, and something just dawned on me. Well, you know, that stopper is probably a little uneven and it's causing erratic flame, and I cut it off, and it just solved the issue right then. Okay, then this little spring here goes inside. Alright, now I just set that offside. And let me put it in here. I'm going to lose it. If I don't, something will pop out. I always remember here too that this little brass stopping pin always goes down in your lighter. Okay, always goes down like that. Alright, now next thing out, coming out, this right here. Alright, now usually these O-rings that you get on these older lighters, if it's been in a while, it's going to be hard than a brick. Now this O-ring right here is a 5 by 1.5. What that means is it's 5-inch wide, and each one of these sides right here is 1.5 inches, or 1.5 millimeter, which is 3, and that means there's a 2-inch clearance in the middle. So you don't want to get that too big either. Okay, you don't want to get that too big at all. 5 by 1.5. Okay, and you do the math. 1.5 on each side is 3, and at least 2 millimeter in the center. Okay, that's easy. Now what you got, let's see if I can, I'll have to use a little bit of butane to blow that out, because that's how you want it. If you want to get the insides out, and you get to this point, just stick some butane in there, and it'll blow that internals right out, just like it did there. Okay. Alright. Now this is completely disassembled as far as the internals go. Alright. Now what you got here, when you get this, it'll I put another one of these wicks in it. This is what's called wick. Okay, if it comes with one, just leave it in there. Chances are it's still in good shape. It'd have to be pretty dirty or plugged. If you get a flame that goes up then down, that's probably a problem with your wick. Okay, and it usually has these little pieces of cloth in it too. There's two. I reuse them. There's 2 of them in there. It's pretty good shape. And this comes with like a filter. See this here? This here is just a filter system, just like you get out of a, there's a little bottom on it, just like you get out of one of these lighters. You can tear one of these apart right here, and here's your wick in here, and this filter system will be right there.
Call from.
Filter system will be right there. Okay, anyway, that's how you want it laid in there. And what happens there is this little bitty part goes on. This is how it goes together. It goes on top there just like that. So when you adjust that top down, it squeezes up and down. It squeezes up and down that filter. Okay. Alright, just like that. That's how you're going to reassemble it. Alright, now I'm going to reassemble it. What I usually do is get you some good, get you some of these, you know, because what it does, it just helps you get in there and stuff that down. There's a little hole in there and a little shelf, and sometimes them things don't go down in there perfectly. Anyway, you can see I got that down in there. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that filter's up. There's a metal part on the back of it. Just make sure it's up. Sometimes you drop it in there, it'll want to do a flip-flop on it, but you got to make sure that it's in there correct. See, like mine, it just flip-flopped the other way. again here. Sometimes that's the hardest part of the whole task, is just getting that thing in there, not to flip-flop on you. Okay, there it is. I think you can see that now. Okay, filter side up. Alright, now I'm going to go with this here. Right, make sure that hole in the middle of that too is unplugged. There's a little bitty hole in the middle. Make sure that's unplugged. And you want to drop this down in there. And it wouldn't hurt if you want just to put a little bit of grease, just on your silicone. Just put some silicone grease on that O-ring there. And you don't need a lot. You just need to just basically look like it's wet. That's all you need. Matter of fact, you don't want a lot on there. You get too much on there, and you know, it just gets mixed in with your system here, and it's not good. Okay.
New voicemail.
You can see that how it's in there now. Okay. Now, what I usually do, the next step is putting in your valve assembly back. Okay. So, anyway, I just stuff that in there like that. Okay. And I'll tell you what you want to do too. You don't want to put this in there because this spring could pop out. You don't want to just tip it upside down and put it in there. I put this in there on the side. Alright. Get it now. You just get it started. And screw it in there. You know. I'm going to come up with a better way to screw that in there than what I got here, but that's what I'm going to use for now. When I screw this in, what I'll do is I'll screw it in until it stops, okay? And I'll come back around here and I'll pop some gas in here. Alright, try to get a little air, make sure a little air out of it. Okay. Okay, now it's off. There's no flame coming out of that little hole there where your burner hooks into. So I'm going to turn this up a little bit until I get a flame, okay? Right there's a little bitty flame. Let me turn it up some more. Well, it went out. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. That's probably about the minimum flame you want on a lighter like this. But what I usually do is just turn these things up to a maximum, say of something like that. Maybe a little more. Then you can check your stopper and you're done here. Bam, shuts it off. The reason I do that is because you've got to tighten this. You got to tighten this little Phillips screw back here. And that's on the side. That's on the side when you turn it clockwise to shut the gas off. You know, you got room to shut it off with. Because if you tighten it here on a low flame, you won't be able to turn the screw, which should go this way, to get a higher flame. So anyway, and then also too, since we've got a higher flame, say set, we want to hold this here kind of up against the top shelf right here. See that little space clearance in there? You want to hold this up so when you go to turn that in, which is to tighten that valve to turn the flame down, you've got enough space in the bottom of clearance right here to screw it down, if you see what I mean. See how this all operates here? Okay. Let me see if I can get, there's a little flame there. Now you turn it up. You see, I got plenty of adjustment there. I think maybe you'll see what I'm saying. See, I tightened it up right there, see, because I had plenty of flame, but now I want to turn the flame down. I got to go this way. Alright, pretty simple. Now I'm just going to shut that off. Alright, now the next step is I done checked my, well, let me check it again here. I done checked my valve here. Make sure my stopper's working okay. Yeah, it's working okay. Okay, I'm going to shut that off so I don't lose all my gas out of there. Now the next step is just putting this back in here, which is pretty simple. Just goes behind, and you gotta make sure the little end right here fits in the little hole down in there. There it is. And you can see that. Okay, that's pretty simple. Now the next step is just what holds this down in is just actually this little burner valve right here. Once you screw that in, that'll hold that down. Don't tug it down too tight. Alright. Now, I'm going to put the spring back in there. This here. This actually not only serves as your cover hinge spring, but when that goes down, when that lid pokes in and goes down, the bottom side of this pushes on your little plunger here and shuts the gas off to your valve. So that's how that system works. So what I usually do is just I usually just put that on here. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm trying to do this a little bit further. Okay. This can be a little tedious too, so. Alright. Now I get something maybe like this and push it back. Hold on here a minute. There we go. Alright, I think you saw that. Alright. Alright, now let me turn this up. Alright. Now watch this as I shut this lid. This gas should go off before that lid closes. Yeah. Another way to test that is too is put it up on real high. Puts out extreme flame, then put it up to your ear and open the lid. You'll see the lid you'll be able to hear it as the lid opens. You'll hear at what point the gas starts to open up. Okay. But anyway, that's pretty simple. These are excellent lighters. Easy to fix. And the quality is there that it'll last you a long time. You need to put a flint in, just pull it out and unscrew that and put you in a new flint. That's simple. That's it, guys.